Our concern was the fumes getting into the basement, and then the pilot lights or the furnaces, hot water tanks, what have you, setting off an explosion. We've been working with Columbia Gas on getting that taken care of as far as shutting off gas to the homes, natural gas, and we're trying to stop the leak. Right now, it's still the leak is still going on. I was just told before I got here that the company that's repairing the tanks is dug down as far as 7 feet, and fuel is leaching out of the soil. So we're trying to create a dam to keep the fuel from going into the sewers any longer. So right now that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do a stopgap of creating a dam to limit the fuel leaching out of the ground and going into the sewer system.
So the problem is a ruptured tank, a ruptured pipe,
Well, we don't know for sure. It's definitely a problem with the tanks, underground storage tanks of the fuel station.
I thought it might be a rupture in the line that leads from the tank to the station.
We don't know. We don't know with that much fuel. It's
so it could be the tank or the line. You're not quite sure.
We're not sure. All we know is we got a lot of gas leaching into the ground, and it's getting into the sewers.
And I was told there's a rating, and once the fumes reach a 10, they can ignite, and at the highest point, the fumes were 100, 10 times above that 10 rating.
100% right. The fumes, it's reached 100% of its explosive limit. So in a nutshell, that means it can't get any higher, that it's ripe to explode.
How fortunate are we right now that no one's been killed or we haven't seen some sort of explosion?
Well, basically I would say that right now the threat of any kind of hazard or explosion has gone down drastically because we're ventilating the manholes. We are attempting to stop the flow, but the big part is ventilation, and the fumes aren't building up in the sewer system because the manholes have been lifted. The fumes are coming out, and the levels are lower.
So it's the storm sewer, the sanitary sewer?
Well, in that area of Elyria,
sewer.
It's a combination storm and sanitary, because it's one of the oldest areas in the city. And so you have storm and sanitary.
So how many homes are evacuated? Or?
Right now we have not evacuated any homes. We're telling people to what we call shelter in place. Basically, we're just telling them to not to use any of their gas appliances. We're monitoring the levels in the homes that we have gotten into, and fortunately, those levels are not high.
So we're talking about dozens of affected homes in a 4 or 5 block area from what, 4th to 9th?
I would say so, yes. And we have gotten calls from people reporting odors in their homes, but when we go to investigate and monitor, the readings are not dangerous.